Hello, beautiful. It's Amy coming to you live from my living room with my co-host Juno. She'll be sleeping through this, I'm sure. We're here on a cold and rainy April day in normally sunny Los Angeles, but we are snuggled up and hanging out with hot tea, and I'm here to check in and talk about the word of the week, and we're going to talk about forgiveness. And I figured that was an appropriate word to bring up in these times where, there's the day-to-day forgiveness of people cutting you off in traffic, or right now in our situation, possibly roommates related or otherwise getting on your nerves about stuff, or being frustrated that somebody in front of you grabbed the last bag of pasta at the grocery store. Those can cause unnecessary little stressors in our day. And being stuck on that can be a big waste of time. So that's the day-to-day things that we can forgive to make our lives a little happier. Then there's also the long-term stuff, the real deep cuts, the stuff from childhood, the stuff from a bad relationship, personal or work, any of that. And those take a little bit longer to absorb. Those can also stick with us and reside and fester a little bit more, and those are great learning opportunities, right? So hopefully we're not just angry for the rest of our lives. Learning to forgive those things after learning how we could behave different can be a huge, beautiful thing for moving forward and moving on and not finding ourselves in that situation once again. And then the third realm of forgiveness, what I deem is the most important, is forgiving yourself. And sometimes for some of us that can be the hardest to do, but I also think it's the most important because, no matter where you go, there you are with you. So it's important to forgive and love yourself, because then you can walk through life complete and understanding from the heart. something to that effect. And if we don't forgive ourselves, it causes stress. It causes mental stress, physical stress, that if we don't process that, festers and actually sits. This is medically proven. It will actually move into your body in the form of like pent up energy, and that's where aches, pains, and ultimately disease come from. So it behooves us to forgive others and certainly to forgive ourselves. And the other part, aside from the stress, think of all the time that we waste being pissed off. That's not on somebody else, that's on us, right? And I think about, a story from a few weeks ago. Or not, I'm on my own personal weight loss journey, my long, lean, and strong plan, and it's been going pretty well for the most part. But one morning I got up and weighed myself, and I'd gained 4 pounds. 4 pounds. And I went out to walk the dog on the morning walk, and all this shit came up, just constant, the evil, terrible thoughts were coming up. Although there were perfectly rational explanations for why I had put on weight, I was still so angry at myself. And I watched these thoughts come up, these you're a horrible person kind of thoughts. How could you do this to yourself? You're a complete failure. All just coming up, getting me nowhere. And so I spent the entire 60+ minute walk as a bad thought would come up, hearing it, listening to it, and trying to actively replace it. Something I've worked on for many years with something more positive. Either logically rationalizing it, you've been lifting weights, and so it makes sense that you probably gained muscle, or it's 4 days before your period. That makes sense that you're retaining water. Straight down to just discounting what was coming up. Just, no, I'm not a bad person. I'm completely lovable and beautiful. It took me the whole 60 minutes, but there I got there. And I still kind of laugh at myself for wasting that much time being angry at myself and not forgiving myself. But ultimately it worked out okay. But it's important to give ourselves and give others compassion and love, and not waste life being angry, right? Forgiveness is a big deal. And the simple tricks as the evil, terrible thoughts come up is to acknowledge them and discount them, work through them, maybe write it out if talking through it with yourself isn't. And the other thing is to talk to somebody else about it. There's lots of other tricks and exercises that you can use to train your brain. And if you want to learn a little bit more about those, call me. We can have a longer discussion about that. Anyway, so that's my word of the week, forgiveness. If there's anybody that's getting on your nerves, including yourself, that you're a little bit angry at, lighten up your mental load and take a deep breath and forgive them. And I wish you all the best, and stay safe and have a blessed day. Namaste.